Hello, language facilitators, and welcome to day 2 of my language facilitation on location vlog. We're facilitating today some more of the functional things that are everyday situations. So I went to school with Erin today. Erin goes to a preschool. It's very loosely structured. I want to say they have some activities, but there isn't a whole lot of structured teaching going on, and that's a struggle for Erin because he's not really receiving much structure at home. There's a very free-form environment here at home, and school was part of the plan to introduce some structure with daily rules and daily routines and things that he can come to expect that he'll have to rise to perform. And he wasn't really on his own initiating that participation, and that's why the school asked his parents to bring in a shadow teacher. And the shadow teacher that they found, the only one that they could find, at that period of time, has had some ABA training. And she was, people who have had ABA training and they understand how that philosophy works and they believe in it. Obviously, it's hard to get that out of your habits. If you really believe that something works, you're going to do it. And that's unfortunately what's happening. So what I observed today was in any time that Erin was struggling in the classroom, this aide would pull him aside and try to do some structured activity with him instead of facilitating cooperative play and learning with his peers. So what I did today was when she decided to kind of pull him over and move him, I suggested instead of sitting him at the table facing a wall over there in the corner, that we turn his chair around and let him do some observing while I engaged in some really fun pretend play with the peers in the classroom who could talk. So we played doctor, we ate play food, we talked about how it was pretend and we don't really put it in our mouth. But they had these little pretend play toys, and Erin doesn't know these things, but the other kids did. And so because I was engaging with them, what I did was I just put Erin next to me so he could watch as I was doing it. In fact, the teacher came over and sat down with us so she could also participate in the play and observe. And this is what I told her Erin needs. Even if he's not completely participating yet, he needs to feel included in all of that play. And he saw how those kids were initiating with me. I want you to do this. I want to show you this. I want to do that. And that's really important language for Erin to hear so that he will start to develop those things, because his way to get what he wants is completely nonverbally. He grabs your hand and drags you to something. And he is using some words at home, but they're not really directed to his wants and needs. He's still using that very nonverbally. We're showing how that nonverbal communication can turn into just play with words. We were nom-nom-nomming. We were eating. We were taking them, or this, I don't like this. I want this one instead. And just talking about those experiences. So pretend play at the preschool is so important. More important than any of those structured things. It's all about thinking about the school environment. Just after I came home, that shadow teacher called and said that she was quitting. She's moving on to another position. So now this family is looking at the whole situation. Maybe we need a different shadow teacher in this preschool, or maybe even we need to push ahead into a more structured preschool at the public school instead of these daycare kind of preschool environments where there is more structure for Erin. Now, he might need a shadow teacher to go there, but he needs the shadow teacher and the structure. And I'm not talking about the high structure of ABA. I'm talking about teaching a full lesson where, hey kids, we're going to sit down and read a book. And that doesn't happen until all the kids are on the same page and they've pulled their chairs and they do it the same way every day. These consistent routines and patterns are what helps build neuroplasticity, because language is a pattern-based situation behavior that we use, and they need to have this consistency. And it helps if consistency is at home and at school, and that's the plan so far. So stay tuned to see how all of this works out on our language facilitation journey in Dubai. I'll see you on the next one.